My name is Son Drobel. My husband Dennis and I brought a 1950 Ford F1 truck to the NSRA. She is a Pros Pick of the Year finalist, and it was built by Ryan Corrick and Corrick Designs. It was a 3.5-year build. So under the hood we have a Roush 427 small block. It has a 578 horsepower. So it is a 5-speed manual transmission. It's a Tremec, and it has the fuel injection. We wanted to have the stacked air cleaners, but we wanted it to be independent air cleaners. So the interior was done by John Miller out of Hyde Originals in Ohio, and he wanted to take the inside and make it look like a bench, even though it's not a bench. And then hidden in the console we have our Bluetooth radio, and also a USB port is hidden here in the glove box. I'm not sure why we put a radio in, because we prefer listening to the engine and how it sounds, but maybe someday we'll listen to it. So some of the modifications that we did, we took this line here and drew it down further. And the other thing that we did was, of course, remove the gas filler here and move that. And then we have some one-off wheels that were made by Curtis Speed. And the spokes out here are mimicking a 57 Continental, and the inside is mimicking a 57 T-Bird or Fairlane. And we combined those. That was a design idea between Mike Curtis and Ryan and Eric Brockmeyer. We love the white wall tire, so we had to keep that. And then the paint itself is a custom one-off color, which actually had to match my necklace. That's where that came from. And the bed is quarter sawn white oak from an Amish company in Ohio. We went to them and asked them to make us some boards because we really like the furniture look, is where we did it. And my favorite part is the exhaust built into the bumper to match the nostrils on the front end of the hood. And that was a design idea also from Ryan. And he called up and said, "What do you think about that?" And I said, "I would love it. I think it's a perfect complement." All right, so on the front end here, one of the modifications is they drew this line up a little to make this a little more symmetrical. They integrated the blinker lights there. Of course, bumpers on both ends were tucked in and shortened. The firewall was all handcrafted. And then the other thing they did on the fenders, they made this one unit. So they welded it together to make it look like one, and then drew this line further. So you see that bead. Originally it stopped around in here, and we just drew it forward. And then on the hood, what they did was, originally this was chrome on the outside, and we inverted it and put the chrome on the inside. And then if you look at this line, it draws all the way up into the cowl, and I did want to keep the cowl, so that was important to me. So the truck itself was a search. It took us several years. And we finally found this in North Carolina. My husband wasn't going to purchase it, and I told him if he didn't buy this, we were done looking. And when we got it, we had her for about 11 years before we did the restoration. We enjoyed taking her out on the roads and crop touring and getting ice cream. And you know, after this show, it's probably going to be some local shows more than any of the big ones. Although if down the line, who knows? You might see us at some other shows.